Good evening, class. My name is Denise Baires. This is my last semester at Ball State. This recording is for 683, staff training on prompting hierarchy and prompts with clients with ASD. Prompts provide a specific level of instruction provided to an individual in order to complete a task. When working with individuals with ASD, the ultimate goal is for the learner to acquire a specific skill or skill set with the least amount of prompts. We don't want to be too intrusive because we want the learner to eventually gain independent mastery. With that being said, the path to independent mastery may require some intrusive steps in the beginning, teaching the skills to a learner, and this is where prompt hierarchy comes into play. It is very useful, and this tool can be used with RBTs, BCBAs, and other practitioners in the field of applied behavior analysis. When thinking about prompt levels and when to use them and how to use them, I think it's important that we ask ourselves a few questions. My first two questions is going to be, well, which one do I use? Am I using most to least or least to most? Most to least prompts start with full physical prompting, working its way up each level to provide the most guidance throughout the initial training trials for the learner. So we're just giving more guidance to the learner. Whereas least to most, we're seeing where the learner's at, what level they are at, how much guidance they need, and seeing up until that point that they may need guidance, and then stepping in and helping them and working to build those steps and skills for them to achieve independent mastery. I have this visual up here. I'm going to go ahead and make a little bigger. I did make some alterations to it. I added the independent prompt way at the top and then the side visuals just to give an idea of where most to least intrusiveness prompting is. So when we're going to give a lot of prompting to clients, which is starting at full physical, and when we're starting with the least amount of prompts is at the top with independent. So an independent prompt is going to be the client is able to do their prompt 100% on their own without any guidance or assistance. So this is an example of telling Timmy, go put your shoes on, Timmy. And Timmy's able to walk over, get his shoes, put his shoes on successfully without any assistance. A visual prompt is providing the learner with a visual via picture, positional cue cards, writing it out, or showing a video clip of what's expected so they can engage in that task or target behavior. This would be one of my clients, for examples. He is in a general ed class, and when you walk into his classroom, right in front of his desk, there's a board with classroom expectations, and that serves as a visual for him to see what's expected of him. Verbal prompt is directly telling the client what's expected or what to do. So telling them, make your bed, throw the trash away in the trash can. It's homework time. Time's up, all done. So signaling that verbal prompt serves as a signal to the client or learner what they have to do to engage or to start engaging in the behavior or task. A gestural prompt can be pointing or nodding. An example of gestural prompting would be we're at the store in a community outing and we're working on proximity, and I gesture by pointing to my client, too far from mom, let's get closer to mom. And he knows, okay, I'm too far, I have to get close to mom. Modeling prompt is the instructor just performing the target and showing the learner what's expected. So if I'm modeling how to successfully gain mom's attention when she's talking with dad, I'm gonna show my client me walking over to mom, tapping on her shoulder, saying, excuse me, waiting a few seconds until mom starts talking to me. Another example of modeling would be modeling how to clean up their area. So if mom has expectations of client cleaning up his desk or table area after session, then I'm going to show him exactly what I have to do and where the items have to go. And then I'm going to tell him, okay, you show me and see if he can do it. Partial physical prompting is slight guiding. This is not full physical. This is just tapping, nudging. This could be tapping the shoulder, nudging the elbow, or gently giving a touch to cue to the learner that they have to engage in performing a task. This could be for hand clapping. Another example could be high five. I've tried this with a couple of clients where I'm like, hey, high five. And they're just not responding. So myself or mom or other caregiver in the home would tap the elbow like, oh, high five. And we would finish the behavior and the response of having a high five with each other. Full physical requires full assistance, hand over hand physical guidance. And this is going to be if I'm teaching a client clean up and the client is not responsive, I'm going to gently put my hand over their hand and guide them through the task. So we're going to pick up our toys and put it in the bin and cleaning up. With my younger clients, I tend to sing the cleanup song, but I've had some older clients that need help, and cleanup isn't just appropriate to sing with my older teen clients. So I would just say, okay, we're putting away, we're cleaning up. The hand over hand assistance shows and helps the client to see that this is what's expected and this is how the response should look. Here are the terms I just briefly talked about and gave examples for. We have to remember when we are using prompt levels that we use the appropriate prompt for the level of where the learner is. If we have a high functioning, very independent learner, we don't want to be giving full physical prompts, and vice versa. We want the ultimate goal to be the learner's independent and they can sustain these goals for a long amount of time throughout their life and generalize it within all their settings and within everyone they come across with. Here are some references that I found useful when making this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and have a good night. Thanks so much.